Good morning, beloveds. It's my birthday. And not only is it my birthday, it's my 50th birthday. I have survived half of a century and look forward to the other half. And that's not just blowing smoke. My great-grandmother, Mama Brown, made it to 99. So, anything's possible. And today is my rest day, so I got to sleep in a little bit. The cats have been a little super attentive this morning. Tom had to go to work, so he was gone before I even got up. And and I've had kind of a good morning already, a really good morning. It's been fun. Now I just need to do this and not be late for work. You're an adult when you don't even think about taking your birthday off. It's like, okay, so it is December 2nd. Our title is Great Gift. And honest, I didn't choose it. It's right there. Hi, Foster. I just think it's kind of funny. So, because one of my names means gift of God. I don't remember if it's my first name or my middle name, but, it's kind of funny. So we're going to take all the serendipities today. I'm not going to call them coincidences. I'm going to call them serendipities. So, great gift. Our first quote is, God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. That is 2 Timothy 1:7. And the second quote is, fear is the antithesis of faith. It is the negation of confidence. And that is The Science of Mind, page 593. The thing that often keeps us from our highest potential is fear. Fear of our own inadequacy, financial insecurity, illness, disapproval, or other fears. However, the person who is awakened to the God self within no longer needs to live in fear. In writing his letter to Timothy, Paul proclaimed that we, as God's children, have been given power. We are to have dominion in the world. This is not a power to manipulate or control others or to dominate others by force. It is a power that comes through knowing who we are and allowing God to work through us. It is the power which never fails to strengthen and support. In quietness and confidence shall be my strength. And that's Isaiah 30:15. We can also remember that we who are of sound mind are exceedingly blessed as we use our common sense and intelligence. What a wonderful gift is the ability to think, explore our creativity, change our minds, see a new point of view, or savor a happy memory. We are called to use our minds in a Christ-like way. As every individual carries the Christ within, let the mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. Philippians 2:5. Of course, the greatest of all gifts is love, which allows us to transcend our differences and to see the Christ in all, to love ourselves and our neighbor. When we love, we are expressing God and being true to the highest and best that is in us. Let us be powerful, confident in our faith that God will supply everything we need. Let us know that fear cannot prevail in the presence of love. Perfect love casts out fear. And that is 1 John 4:18. I know I am constantly cared for by a loving and powerful God. I turn my thoughts to this abundant source and demonstrate the qualities and gifts that are my divine inheritance. I am thankful. And that is Jean Anderson. And what more can I add to that? I mean, really, honestly, what more can I add to that? It is funny about the sound mind part, because I have spent some time with an unsound mind. And one of the greatest gifts that I did give to myself was to go and work on that. And I was talking to my mom last night, and that was one of the things she said, you sound happy. You sound happy. And I said, because I've done a whole lot of work. the track to becoming a practitioner is, there's like 3 years of classes, and then there's 2 years of classes that are, specifically, they call them advanced studies in consciousness now. So it's advanced studies in consciousness 1, advanced studies in consciousness 2, I think. And when you do advanced studies in consciousness 1, what we used to call Prac 1, you spend a lot of time in your own head. If you don't know yourself before you go into this class, by the end of the class, you will know yourself, because that's what the class is about. And I don't think that there's a greater gift that you can give yourself than to get to know yourself, on a deep spiritual level. When you go within and you meet the source of your own being, you meet, and that's one of the reasons why I will refer to what I call God's idea of us. I will also call, and Goswami will call it the bliss body. And I say, go back and take a look at the blueprints of who you are. Because who the world tells you are is not who you are. So the greatest gift that you can give yourself is to go back and meet yourself, and to strip off the layers of who you've been told you are. Your parents love you, but they've told you who you are. Your friends love you, but they frequently tell you who you are. Society, culture, religion, you know how I feel about those, especially religion. Because there's a difference between spirituality and religion. Spirituality allows you to find out who you are, and religion tells you who you are. And so, we have all of these boxes and categories, and everybody wants to stuff everybody in these boxes, and none of us fit into any of the boxes. And so the greatest gift that you can give to yourself is to meet the source of your own being and get to know who you are, to get to know God's idea of who you are. Because I can tell you that God's idea of who you are, one, is perfect because it's whole, it's complete. It is you. And it doesn't constrict you by any of these norms, that society has, that religion has, that culture has, that gender norms, it doesn't have any of those. God's idea of you doesn't have any of those. God's idea of you is infinite, which is really hard to wrap our minds around. And that's okay. We don't have to wrap our minds around it. What we have to do is accept that that's the truth of our own being, that we are infinite, that we are not bound by time, that we are not bound by space, that we are not bound by anybody else's idea of who we are. That we are, and she says it in here, we are of sound mind. Well, we're of sound mind because we make choices in love, and sometimes those choices in love can definitely be hard choices. Love is not just soft. And so the greatest gift, get to know yourself. But she has some wonderful lines in here that we are meant to be powerful, full of power. Because if you listen to a lot of Science of Minds ministers, they tend to start prayers by saying that there is one life, there is one power, there is one presence. And I like to say that there's one love. And each and every one of us are part of that. That life is lived through us. That power flows through us. That presence is in us. That presence reveals itself into the material world through us. That's why I like to call us divine channels. We're divine channels of love. We're literally spirit in motion. And so when you know who you are and you know the source of your own being, it does cast out fear. It doesn't mean that you have all the answers. It doesn't mean that you know everything that's going to happen. What you do know is that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. by recognizing who you are. And we can go back and talk about that Christ consciousness, that mind of Christ that each and every one of us, because we all use the divine mind, which means we all use that Christ mind. We come pre-installed with that Christ consciousness. You know, my mom's an engineer, so, I talk about, that Christ consciousness like it's software. We come pre-installed with this software, this amazing software. And the cool thing is the password's easy. The password is love. Anytime you think in love, anytime you act in love, you are accessing that Christ consciousness within you. You are accessing the truth of your own being. You are accessing who God knows you to be, regardless of all the other boxes that anybody has tried to stuff you in. And trust me, in 50 years, I've been stuffed into a whole lot of boxes. And I just keep, I'll step outside the box and I'll look at the box and I'll go, nope, that's not me. That's not me. There is no box big enough to contain all of me. There is no box big enough to contain all of you. Remember that. When people put you in boxes, that's them. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Okay, she had a couple of lines that are really good, and then I'm going to move on into the rest of the process of my day, because I have no idea what it's going to look like. Let's see. She says, Paul proclaimed that we are God's children, having been given power. We are to have dominion over the world. One of the reasons, I'm not crazy about the word dominion, and she follows that up. We are given stewardship in the world. We are given stewardship in the world. We have the power to steward, to take care of, and to make the best of. This is not a power to manipulate or control others or to dominate by force. It is a power that comes through knowing who we are and allowing God to work through us. Remembering that we are God in action. And we get to allow that. It's a choice. That's one of the greatest gifts we've ever been given, is choice. We have choice in our life. It is a power that never fails to strengthen and support. And she puts all these beautiful quotes in here. In quietness and confidence shall be my strength, from Isaiah. We can also remember we are of sound mind, are exceedingly blessed as we use our common sense and intelligence. We have access to this divine intelligence. We should use it. We can use it. Absolutely every time. It is about listening to the still, small, quiet voice. It is about making time to listen to that voice. It is about making space for that voice, which is the point of spiritual practice. What a wonderful gift is the ability to think, explore our creativity, change our minds, see a new point of view, or savor a happy memory. I've got 50 years of memories to savor. We are called to use our minds in a Christ-like way, as every individual carries the Christ within. Let the mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. That's the Philippians. And of course, the greatest gift of all is love, which allows us to transcend our differences and see the Christ in all, to love ourselves and our neighbor. When we love, we are expressing God and being true to the highest and best in us. You want a mission today? The mission today is to love, to express God fully, being true to the highest and best in us. When we love, we go back to God's idea of us. So that, my dears, is the mission today. To express ourselves fully, to know who we are, and to express ourselves fully in love. The mission every day is to love. And it's all the amazing and interesting and exciting ways that we get to do that. All right? That's the mission. So, and the other mission, which feeds right into that, which is the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. whatever it looks like. I encourage you to do at least one every day. I hope that you do much more than that, but I encourage you to do. And I encourage you to think about it like a spiritual practice, because it is. It is about self-care, but it is also about joy. It is about finding joy. I love taking a nap. I find great joy in taking a nap. You can tell I am an adult. And it is, but it's also about taking a walk. When you go for a walk, you open yourself up to the possibilities of all the amazing things that you're going to see. It does, occasionally look like taking a deep breath. Occasionally it looks like calling a friend. Occasionally it looks like taking a day off. Occasionally, or more often, it looks like doing all those loving, kind, compassionate things for yourself that, make you more fully who you are. Explore your creativity. Explore your love. Explore the source of your own being. That's what spiritual practice is about. And when I say practice loving, kind, compassion on yourself, you're your best test subject. It also helps you to create a bank. I am all about creating that habit. I'm all about creating that first response. I'm all about creating that default setting. I'm all about creating that bank of love, of kindness, of compassion, so that when you meet people who need a little extra, you've got plenty to share, because you have access to an infinite source of love, kindness, and compassion. Everyone does. Every time you access it, you make it easier for yourself and you make it easier for everybody else. Okay? So, practice on yourself. And today, the loving, kind, and compassionate thing is, if somebody offers you cake, say yes. Or say no. It's up to you. But today, if somebody offers me cake, I'm going to say yes. Okay. So, the rest of the things, do something to engage your mind and your body, unless today is your day of rest. Today is my physical rest day, so please drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain works better. That common sense, that intellect, that way we were talking about, hydration. It'll make it work better. All right. I also encourage you to get that bright light early in your day. It's called circadian rhythms. I believe it starts with a C. You can look it up. When the bright light helps to reset your hormones. It helps to reset that natural circadian rhythm. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. Trust me, it's science. It works. Look it up. It's just, when I talk about loving, kind, and compassionate things, bright light early in your day, that's it. Okay. And in the words of Ernest Holmes, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you. You do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. It is our superpower. Because heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It's not a box. It's not a place. And everybody's idea of heaven is a little different, and that's really amazing. When we know that heaven is a state of mind and it's a state of consciousness, then we know that we can create heaven any place. It's not a place. It can be any place. And that's just really cool. Okay, so that is... and as always, take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it. All right? I got a lot of that to do today. So, okay, here's where I do the social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. We are Creative Life Spark. And I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. So definitely take a look out for that. And whatever I was about to say just went right out of my head. If you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. The hot links are hot. They will either take you to the information you want or to the person who can get you the information you want. All right. So that's who we are. Oh, well, here's where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day. an all-filled day, a birthday. If it's not yours, that's okay. You can celebrate mine. Have a birthday. Have a cake day. Have a eat dessert first day. Have a accept all the love day. Have a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. All right? You are a beloved child of God. You are spirit in motion. You are a brilliant light. You are a godling in whom God is well pleased and well represented. That is the truth of your own being. And I will tell you that every day. Every day. And I hope that you tell yourself that. All right? You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You deserve to know who you are. You deserve to break out of all of the boxes that people have tried to put you in. You deserve to be who you authentically are. Because you are beloved and wonderful all the time. Okay. I think that there is... Oh, right. Here's where I get to tell you. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. I'm going to Dickens on the Strand tomorrow, but we have an appointment at 9, so I will do the live stream from my car. So it'll get done. It won't be an unusual time, just an unusual background, as always. So, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And have a wonderful day. A good day. And I will see you next time.